Welcome to CN Movies, the show where we review movies, but from a Christian's perspective, which is super original and no one's ever done that before. This is my wife,
Mary.
And I'm Wesley. Normally you see me in VeggieTales reviews, but this is more of a casual review. It's almost like concept. More of a casual review where we review movies meant for kids or for Christians or both.
Or whatever we feel like.
Well, I mean, like we're probably not going to review Saving Private Ryan, but we could. But that would be off. So today we're reviewing Mulan, which released in 1998, is a Disney movie. It's part of the golden era, as most people refer to it, in the 90s, where Disney movies were like awesome sauce. Though I guess we are not going to agree on everything, since I'm a film critic and you are some casual.
I'm just a lowly film watcher.
So every review we do, we're going to break it down to 5 categories: story, characters, music, animation, and the Christian nutritional value in each movie. Now, if it's a live action movie, we won't do animation for obvious reasons. But those are the 5 categories, and then we will each give our scores on each category, and then tally it up, and it should add up to 100. And if it doesn't add up to 100, didn't you get a degree from college?
Yes, I'm just saying.
She's responsible if it doesn't add up to 100. First up is story. So what did you think of the story? In fact, we should tell them a little synopsis. The back of the box says, embraced for her lovable, spirited nature, Mulan is a young girl who doesn't quite fit her tradition-bound society. When the invading Han army comes charging over China's Great Wall, Mulan's aging father is ordered into battle. To spare him from harm, Mulan disguises herself as a soldier and secretly takes his place in the Imperial Army, training with a comical ragtag group led by the courageous Captain Shang. Never far away, Mulan's hilarious guardian dragon Mushu and lucky Cricket. I didn't even realize Cricket was called Cricket. But Mulan will need more than Mushu's razor-sharp wit to defeat the ruthless Han leader, Shan Yu. Only by staying true to herself will she bring victory to her country and honor to her family. So what did you think of the story of Mulan?
I love the story. It was original. It was different. It was kind of true to the historical time period of China. And I thought it was entertaining. Yeah,
I thought it was an original story as well, and it really is. I mean, you don't see it in kids' movies a lot. I guess, maybe feminists would like it a lot because
it is very
feminine and powerful. I mean, it's not in your face about it. I didn't feel at all like I was being preached to. It was very woman power, though, if you want to be given a strong female lead, that Mulan's the one for you. But my only negative was there's no real motivation for the Huns to be attacking. They're attacking just because there's a wall there.
Historically, the Huns were attacking China.
No, I understand that in real life. But I'm saying in the movie, they probably should give them some extra incentive because, as the viewer, it's just oh, there's a wall there, so now we're going to attack everybody.
No, as a kid, you just know those are the bad guys. I mean, the bad guys are going to attack you because they're bad.
That's not an excuse for flimsy storytelling. There's just they needed more of a reason than just the wall.
An 8-year-old doesn't care if the Huns are attacking or not. They just know they're attacking.
We're not reviewing this from an 8-year-old's perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this movie was meant for kids, is all I'm saying.
But it's also enjoyed by adults.
Yes.
Just like My Little Pony.
Most adults know the historical concept that the Huns were attacking because they wanted land. So.
I feel like you're overestimating just because you have a college degree, but okay. So for story, I give it an 8 out of 10.
I gave it a 10 out of
10. Next up is characters. As we mentioned before, we both think Mulan's a strong female role model, and I did like that she wasn't one-dimensional. She was serious, she was funny, you understood what she was doing, you understood her motivations behind what she was doing. It wasn't just this, I'm doing this so the plot can continue, basically.
Yeah. Well, and she was innovative, she was smart, she was confident, but at the same time there were times where she was, unsure of herself, so it was just really realistic, I thought.
Yeah, she wasn't a perfect character. She wasn't like a Disney princess where she's just I'm in love with you, because you're perfect, like Cinderella.
Yeah.
Yeah, even that's one of your favorite movies.
That's a good one.
Ugh. Mushu is hilarious. Yeah, voiced by who? Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Yeah, who also does the donkey in Shrek.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess I didn't realize when I first watched Mulan as a kid. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see Mulan until after it came out. Like, Shrek was probably out by the time I saw Mulan for the first time.
Yeah.
And didn't realize Eddie Murphy did both of them. I almost feel like DreamWorks saw Eddie Murphy as Mushu, and they're like, we're going to put him in one of our movies.
Well, he did a great job.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's probably what they did. They're like, oh, Mushu was hilarious. Now let's put him in
not
4
too much,
movies as the donkey.
Yeah.
I also said the father character of Mulan was, he was good with he had, like, pros and cons. Like, he wasn't always perfect, but he wasn't flaw. Like, he had some flaws. When he first interacts with Mulan before she before she sneaks off, he was kind and motivating, and he was a good father figure. But then when she, like, runs off and everything, you know, he's not happy about it. Like, he wasn't like, go get him, Mulan. He wasn't like, go get him, Mulan.
Yeah, it was realistic.
Yeah, it was realistic.
Yeah.
I put that the other warriors that Mulan trained with and I guess fought with were really one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Like, the guy with the black eye, like, has a black eye the whole movie. Like, I don't even, like, is that how we're supposed to know him? Like, I already knew him. He didn't need the black eye for me to know him. Yeah. I don't know what his name is, though.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Even in Mulan 2, which is a fantastic movie, by the way, and a masterpiece that she loves. Even in Mulan 2, he has the black eye still. Like, it's permanent. It's a permanent black eye.
Maybe it's a tattoo.
Of a black eye. I put that Shan Yu sounds American.
He sounded evil and creepy.
But he sounded American.
Sure.
Like, everyone else I could buy as being...
No, what's the guy's name? The guy
Shan
did not.
Yu.
No, the main guy, the hot guy.
The hot guy? He's a cartoon character.
The general, whatever.
Oh my
He
gosh.
sounded American.
Did he?
Yeah, because it was Aussie.
I guess it was just really obvious. I don't know. I was expecting a Shan Yu to not sound so American, and he did. He did sound really American.
I honestly never noticed it because he sounds so evil and creepy.
But the other guy sounded hot because he took off his shirt.
I mean, he is hot. For a cartoon character, he's hot.
We're done here. What are you rating the characters? 10 out of 10 because he's hot?
No, the characters are probably like 8 out of 10. They're generally good. The Three Stooges were like, yeah, they were.
The Three Stooges. Oh, yeah, her.
But they're
partners.
supposed to be one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll give them a 9 out of 10.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to give the characters an 8 out of 10. But I forgot to mention that bug, I guess Cricky, as we said on the back of the box, was never funny. Like, not like
Yes,
it was
he
supposed to be.
was.
Well, it was supposed to be funny. Well, to you maybe was Cricky funny to you? You were like laughing and rolling over and on the floor, like, oh my gosh, that cricket.
He made this matchmaker scene. Like, he made that scene.
They could have done the Mushu. My point is, he was unnecessary. It could have been very easily replaceable by somebody already in the movie.
I'll give you that.
That was another. But I give the characters an 8 out of 10 as well. You give it an 8 out of 10? Next category is music. For music, I literally didn't have one flaw for the entirety of the movie at all.
Yeah, the music was amazing. It definitely had like several great songs in it. Versus most Disney movies have at least 1 or 2.
What was your favorite one in the movie?
Favorite is Be a Man, obviously.
Yeah, to be a man. You want me to sing it?
Okay. But Reflections is also really good. Ancestors is even pretty good.
Ancestors.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about that song.
But actually probably my third favorite is A Girl Worth Fighting For. That one's good.
Yeah, I did put A Girl Worth Fighting For, which sang by the entire army, was pretty good. The orchestral music throughout the movie I noticed was good and it fit. It made the scenes better. I'll Make a Man Out of You is a freaking classic song. And then the Reflection song by Mulan, which I usually despise reflection songs, except for in High School Musical. It was really good, and there wasn't a single negative, so I obviously give music a 10 out of 10.
Yep, same for me.
10 out of 10?
Yep.
10 out of 10 needs a sequel?
No, it doesn't need a sequel.
Next category is animation. For animation, I, once again, couldn't find a single negative throughout the entire movie. And I was looking, too.
I'm sure you're right.
Yeah, well, after I saw the Great Wall of China in the beginning, which was impressive, I was like, they probably put all their time towards Great Wall of China, and they flubbed somewhere else, but they didn't. The animated team that made this movie was on top of their game.
There's a lot of little details that were nice. Like, anytime there was smoke, you know how Chinese art always has that swirly, I don't even know what to call it.
Smoke?
No, like, there's lots of swirls in Chinese art. So anytime there was smoke or something, it was very artistic, I thought.
Yeah, that's why I think I probably put the same thing. I put Chinese setting looks fantastic and really sets the tone.
Yeah.
Yes, the Chinese setting was fantastically done. You definitely didn't feel like you were in America until you heard some people's voices, I guess, as we mentioned earlier. I said there's lots of good shots of Mulan makes herself look like a man. I don't know if that was her transformation scene or what that note means, but apparently there's a lot of good shots when Mulan made herself look like a man. Great use of colors across the entire film, which I think probably goes on top of the year's smoke. And the entire battle scene on the mountain.
It's pretty impressive.
I think we failed to mention that in the story, but the battle scene on the mountain was very impressive. Though quite unrealistic, the part where Mulan and the horse and the cliff.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to ruin it. You should definitely see it for yourself on
if
that.
you've never watched
Yeah,
Mulan.
if you've never watched Mulan. Or even if you have, you should rewatch it. Yeah, that's the only part I think of that I thought. But anyways, we're talking about animation, and the animation was on top of its game. I didn't find anything wrong with it. I gave it a 10 out of 10.
I think I gave it 9 out of 10. Just
What was your negative though?
mainly because I had to think about it. Like I guess I just don't look for those things. So nothing just like stood out to me as being amazing.
Oh.
But that's not true. The little Chinese things stood out to me.
Though so to me mostly it was a Great Wall of China in the Chinese setting.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10 out of 10. You gave it a 9 out of 10. The last category is Christian Nutritional Value. So there was quite a few things for that, I guess, for this movie that could go either way. We'll start with the positives. The very first thing I noted is that family is important. This includes Mulan taking the place of her father in battle, when her father, who's clearly, incapable of fighting and would die if he went into battle, she took his place in the family. Though how no one noticed that they didn't have a son. So why did they just assume that a son came out of nowhere?
Well,
Son's like 20-something years old.
Back before social media and
It's social media. They're in like a small town.
They would have had no. Well, yeah, the town, but she left at night and just joined the army later and said, "I'm taking the place of my father." The small town didn't know.
My point is that they're telling me there's nobody in that army that heard she was the son of whatever his name was,
she wasn't,
and said, "You know what? He doesn't have a son."
Well, no one talks about him much, remember?
Anyway, so family's important. Mulan is a strong female role model. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say, I didn't give this one a lot of nutritional value points because, and this is the biggest problem I have with Disney is it's constantly pushing follow your heart and do whatever your heart likes.
Whoa, we haven't got to the negatives yet. Let's run through the positives first.
Well,
yeah.
That's why...
You're just ready to bash on Disney.
Anything,
yeah. Well, my last one was Mulan shows perseverance. This is best seen when she climbs the wooden pole that everyone's seen during To Be a Man. When she climbs one pole to get the arrow. I mean, Mulan persevered to get better. She did not just quit and go home, where she totally could have, and the father still wouldn't have to go to battle, which was the entire point of her volunteering. Yeah. She volunteered so her dad didn't have to go to battle. She could have potentially not gone to battle either, but she persevered and went through with it anyways, even though she didn't have to. It could have just sent her home, which I guess would have been the easy way out and would have made a terrible movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, could you imagine just like the rest of the movie is her walking back home, Mushu harassing her? That'd have been a pretty sweet movie. But no, not as good as this one. But, all right, now for the negatives.
I could be too negative on things. I'm just saying that Disney is constantly pushing follow your heart and follow your dreams, which isn't, there's nothing wrong with that per se, except the Bible tells us the heart is wicked and extremely evil.
Deceitful.
Yeah, so I don't know, you're telling young kids, well, whatever you want to do, if you just believe in it, just go do it, which... that's good. I don't know. I shouldn't bash on it too much, but I guess that just bothers me. And the whole feministic thing bothered me a little bit too. But,
really?
Yeah.
I didn't get that at all as a guy. I thought the feminism side was okay. It wasn't.
Well,
it wasn't. It was good. It wasn't.
It wasn't over the top.
I didn't feel like. Yeah. It wasn't like. She wasn't like saying like I'm doing this and I'm a female. Like she didn't make it blatant and have to tell you I'm a female and look what I'm doing.
Yeah.
None of that.
That's true.
But I did say that praying to the ancestors is mentioned multiple times. You actually see the ancestors come to life.
Yeah.
As an adult, you obviously know that's not real, but children, I guess, could be.
Yeah.
They could be influenced. They could think that you could really pray to the ancestors and Mushu's gonna appear. I mean...
And then they'll try it, and then Mushu doesn't appear.
Yeah, and then Mushu doesn't appear. Eddie Murphy doesn't show up to voice a little dragon that's, like, harassing you constantly, though I wish he would. I would be okay with that. But, and then another thing I put is they show, as I said before, they show the ancestors coming to life, albeit in a ghost form. but the ancestors come to life. So praying, I mean, it's like God doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, God is dead in this movie. No, he's not. But in this movie, he's not mentioned. And it's the ancestors are the gods, I guess. It's not. It wasn't terrible.
It
was
good themes. It has good
yeah,
themes.
like
Courage,
the movie
determination.
itself is overall good. And aside from the ancestors bit, I didn't think it had the whole follow your heart. I didn't catch that. And I do listen for it too because it's classic Disney to say follow your heart. Oh, just do whatever you feel is right.
Yeah.
But I didn't catch that personally. I wasn't. Maybe I just missed it.
Maybe I'm just constantly.
Maybe you just think
putting it
every
in there.
Disney movie tells you to follow your heart. Like Fox and the Hound, follow your heart. Cinderella, follow your heart. Aladdin, follow your heart.
Anyways.
Dumbo, follow your heart. But yeah, for Christian Nutritional Value, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I gave it a 6 out of 10, but like I said, I'm probably too harsh on it. It really is a good movie. It has a lot of good themes in it.
For the final score, I gave the movie a 43 out of 50.
And I gave it a 44 out of 50.
And together, that adds up to 87 out of 50. Out of 100. 87 out of 100 is the final score for Mulan, and we do recommend it. It's just a fantastic movie. I feel like an 87 out of 100 probably will make people think it's not. I mean, we said it's so fantastic.
It's kind of low.
It feels kind of low, but it's the Christian Nutritional Value that knocked it down the points. It just did.
Yeah.
I think it's worth owning on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 3D Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray, digital copy, beta tapes, cassettes. Like, I don't even know if you can watch a movie on cassette, but if you could, you should own it on cassette. Well, what if you could? That would be ridiculous. Okay. I would probably buy it. Anyways, but stay tuned as next time we review The Sandlot. The Sandlot. You're killing me, Smalls.